Welcome to What's New in Digital, and we are chatting with Chris Dion, one of our fractional CMOs. Chris, I'm excited to hear your insight today.
Yeah, nice to talk to you.
Let's dive right into what is your first What's New in Digital topic?
My first What's New in Digital topic happens to be centered around not just AI. Most of AI in marketing is talked about the LLMs like the chat, GPT, and the bards, but it's around using some of the new technologies around optimizing your video or using video to build content and distribute more content to your target audience.
Mhm.
And rather than talk about it, I thought maybe I could share my screen and show you some of the technologies that are being launched or are currently in use for video.
Let's do it.
Okay. So first of all, there are a couple of companies that have been around for a while now. When I say a while, I mean a few years, but have been adding more AI to their systems. The first one is Descript. Descript is a video editing software, but what it's great for is, as you can see here in their demo on the right-hand side, you upload your video, but you can change it so that you can type whatever you let's see if I could reword that. You upload your video and you can remove the ahs and ums from the video, and you can even change what the person says by simply typing text. So you edit your video using text, and it will
Wow.
change your video, and it works very well. It does more than that, but I'm going to leave you just with that. Another one is Headliner. Headliner is the combo of your video and your podcast. If you're doing a podcast, you can turn it to video for YouTube very effortlessly. If you're doing webinars, you can turn your webinars into podcasts effortlessly using AI. The next one.
I want to stick on that for a second. So if you could, I want to break this down a little bit. Obviously, this is a podcast. We're going to be hosting a webinar tomorrow. Let's take the webinar for tomorrow. Can you share, we do that. What are the tangible next steps then to utilize this technology?
Typically, as well as Headliner, or the one I like to use is this one, which is Video Tap. What you do, and I'll actually share my screen. What you do is you upload the video right here. You just simply upload your video after you're done with your webinar, and it will give you these options on the left. So you can just simply click on a button and it automatically changes your video to a blog post. It takes...
Is that the transcript, or is that just it summarizing it into well-formatted sections?
It does both. It will actually put it into the thing. You can actually ask it to rewrite it if you don't like. So sometimes when it does this, it puts it into a lot of bullets, and I don't want so many bullets. I could say, could you rewrite it to be like XYZ? And it rewrites it. So it will automatically take your video, turn it into a blog post. It will automatically place it into the ability to create clips from your thing. So all you do is you simply highlight this area and say, I want to create a clip of this, and it will do it. So
all right, well, I'm gonna have to give Jenna this. How much do you know how much this costs?
So this is the automatic, and it will do the captions and everything for you automatically. The first 3 videos are free, and then after that, I think it's like $40 a month.
That's Janet, correct?
This is Janet. So what I did is, Janet is one of our clients. She had 2 years worth of videos that she did she's been doing webinars. We're now simply taking those old videos, uploading them. We will have 24 blog posts and 40 different video clips made from her previous efforts, ready for next year.
Can you Slack this to me right afterwards? As Jenna's gonna have to get on this for us.
Absolutely.
Well, let's go to the second one. You want to talk about what's your second?
I'm going to talk about one other thing first with video real quickly. Avatars are becoming popular because they're now finally good. Synthesia does avatars, which you just upload a picture of yourself or a video of yourself and your voice overlay. Canva now has an avatar creator, and this is my favorite right now, which is HeyGen. You just simply upload a video or a picture of yourself. This is not a real person. This is an avatar, and you type what you want yourself to say, and it
Wow.
talks. Okay, so
Oh
that's the
man,
first thing I learned.
this would have been so helpful with some email sequences as I was doing some past sales, the people who were in
Yeah.
the sales process for us, and I was thinking I should create custom videos for each one of them. And then I also was thinking, oh, this is going to be 6 hours of time. I don't really have that. But in hindsight, if I would have had this podcast interview with you less than 24 hours ago, I would have just been able to use this.
For marketers, video sales letters are becoming a more engaging, higher converting, useful tool.
Mhm.
To scale video sales letters, this tool can work for you. $120 a month. So it's not as cheap as some of the other ones,
Right.
but it is a lot cheaper than hiring a camera crew.
So I'm sure if I can give kind of one other use case, I could see this being really good for outbound campaigns and adding personalization to this. So if you're doing an ABM campaign, whether it's LinkedIn with Sales Navigator, just direct response or cold email, you could include this in as like hey, I'm Andrew, I'm the CEO, blah, blah, blah. Very nice to meet you. Little do they know, it's actually just a AI video everyone's getting sent.
My opinion is you need to do it now. A
Mhm.
year from now, it's going to be saturated.
Right.
So do it now and take advantage while it's new. All right.
Very awesome.
Next, you mentioned ABM, Andrew. Accounts-based marketing has been around for many years. The technology around the personalization for ABM is spectacular now. There are a few companies. One of them is called 6sense. This is the big one. It's not cheap. The next one is Mutiny. Again, not cheap. What it does is they use, and I could show it here. It can match the individual that is coming to your website, knows what companies they're coming from, and automatically changes the web page to say, let's say you're coming in from Apple Computer. It says, hey, if you're coming in from Apple Computer, we have the best solution specifically for you, and personalizes the information on the page to the company individual that's landing on the page. I hope I explained that right.
Mhm.
Okay. This is $80,000 a year for that kind of software. So it's
Wow.
not for the smaller level companies. But if you do have a the budget and you have the need for a high level ABM, it connects with HubSpot, Google Ads, 6sense, Clearbit, Salesforce. So what it can do also is it looks at the individual coming into your website, looks at your HubSpot, sees what area of the funnel that individual is, and serves a page back and an email to that individual based off of where they are in your funnel,
Amazing.
all automatically.
So you said this was 80,000 a year though. So this is for much larger scale businesses.
Yes. And
Amazing.
and I'll have to admit, I've even talked to companies that have $30 million in funding. They have the budget for this. It's still a lot to absorb, right? $80,000 sounds like a lot. And by the way, they require a 1-year commitment.
Hmm.
You can't just do a 3-month. And the reason for that is they say that it takes, on ABM specifically, ABM takes a while to convert. So they want you to commit for a longer period of time. The issue is everybody that I've talked to says they are seeing the conversions to justify it,
Awesome.
Right?
Uh,
So that's on the ABM.
let's go to the third one.
Okay. The third one is an interesting challenge. Typically in marketing, you look at the cost to acquire a customer and the lifetime value of that customer. We are seeing a trend where that is concerning now to some companies, because the lifetime value of the customer is 3 to 4 years out, meaning they acquire a customer for $20, but it's going to, the lifetime value is $200, but it takes 3 years or 4 years to make the $200. Many digital marketers now need to make payback within 1 year. So, and that's for cash flow reasons. In this market, in this environment right now, a lot of CEOs and CMOs are a little hesitant they're a little scared of what might happen a year or two out. So
With the recession,
therefore,
you mean? Potential
it's not,
recession or just
yeah,
anything
so that's it.
economically?
The potential recession. I just read a new research from Gartner and Forbes, I think it was, that said most CEOs are not just were concerned about the recession, they're concerned about socioeconomic impact around the world causing problems in 1 year from now.
Mhm.
And therefore they're more cautious, so they want 1 year payback. So therefore, your marketing campaign and your analysis should have the cost to acquire a customer, the 1 year payback, and then the lifetime value for your ROI calculations. One is based off of making sure that you have the cash flow that you need for the company to survive. The reporting is that 80% of companies fail because they didn't have the right cash flow.
I want to break this down into an example of one of our clients. You were not on this project, but I'd love to hear, your unbiased perspective of what they could have done differently in this situation. So they, if you looked at their LTV, and this was last January-ish, I believe it was about a $1.2 million launch, off of about 300,000 in ad spend. However, there were a lot of people who did payment plans for roughly a $12,000 product, which I don't know if it was 1,000 per month for a year or 3,000 for 4 months, whatever it was. But they got into a major cash flow bind earlier in the year. Yeah, sure. In a year from now, this is going to be amazing, but they're really stuck in it earlier this year. So what can a business do so they have the cash flow to sustain themselves? Is it they need lines of credit? Is it they need to get loans? Is it, they just need to make sure, over the years, they're just saving money in the bank and storing it away for this? Like, what can businesses practically do?
So thank you, Andrew. I ran into that dilemma years ago for a startup, and the CEO of the company at the time looked at two different things. Number one is raising money from the current investors in the company. So not going out to new investors, but he went and said, look at the receivables I have, we're going to collect this money, and he could raise it from them. He didn't want to go to new investors because of the dilution that would cause for the current investors, right? So that was number one. Number two is he did not follow through with that. Instead, he did go to a bank. It did not take him long. It was less than 1 month. He secured the financing necessary to continue with the campaign. He said it was an easy sell. I was able to show him all the numbers in the spreadsheets, show him the money that we're collecting, show him where that money is being saved, and it was not an issue getting favorable terms. No dilution, favorable terms, able to scale. Now, we were still limited to how much we could scale based off of the loan amount, but at least we could scale.
Amazing. So Chris, this has been a fantastic What's New in Digital. Do you have any closing remarks?
There's a ton of new AI systems. I would highly, highly recommend playing with HeyGen just for fun.
How do you spell that?
HeyGen, and that's creating an avatar of yourself. You'll be blown away.
Perfect. Perfect, Chris. Appreciate your time today.
Sure. See it. Bye.